Excellency, to Africa International House. We have a short video that we're going to show you to show you what we do here.
The festival has grown into a major event, attracting thousands to the city of Chicago.
The 20th anniversary of the African Festival for the Arts is a symbol of Chicago's history of immigrants all over the world, especially from Africa. When you think the number of immigrants into your universities and eventually into professions and businesses and all that, truly makes us a global city.
The festival has become a mecca for artists all across the African diaspora.
To see the way we've come together to promote the culture of the motherland. I believe that many years ago we all know what the history is and how many of our people were taken across the Atlantic. The Atlantic became, if we go to Cape Coast, we have the castle where many of the slaves were taken through, and there's the opening that we call the door of no return, because once you went through that door, you were loaded on a ship and you ended up across the Atlantic. I believe that today the Atlantic has become a bridge. It's no longer an ocean of no return, and so we've been doing our best in Ghana to try and bring the diaspora closer. We have what we call a right of abode law in Ghana, where any person of African descent who wants to come back and settle on the motherland can apply for citizenship of Ghana under that law. I had the privilege of giving citizenship as one of my last acts as president to 27, Africans from the Caribbean, America, who are chosen to settle. Many of them are coming back home. Rita Mali has got a Ghanaian passport and she lives, permanently, resides permanently in Ghana. I believe that while the slave trade was a tragedy, it has created a community here that has skills that we probably don't have in Africa. And so if we're able to build that bridge and get more of our people to come back, both to invest and also just to enjoy, coming back home, it will be a good thing. I brought a copy of my book. It chronicles my growing up years in what I call the lost decades of Africa. This period stretches from the 70s through the 80s into the early 90s, when most of our African countries were ruled by military dictatorships. Life was quite difficult at the time. Our economies were contracting. And yet as young teenagers growing up, we managed to enjoy ourselves. And so the book just chronicles, what I went through growing up as a young boy. And so I leave a copy here, and anybody who wants to read it can borrow it and
This is for the house. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much for coming and honoring us with your presence. It's a catalog of an exhibition that we did, and this is the magazine we started, but it fell apart. I want to give you these because they have special significance. There's an artist here in Chicago, Samia Kenya, from Ghana. He had the biggest gallery, art gallery. This is his piece. Right. And then, again, this represents Chicago. See African masqueraders dancing in the city of Chicago. This was done by a Nigerian artist. He lives in New York now. Again, this represents Chicago. This is our 5th year, 1994, at the Field Museum. And then this man, these two represent what from Neoti. Neoti lived in Ghana for 10 years, and he taught at the girls' high school in Bulari or Aburi. He taught there for many years, and he had his work. He unfortunately died just a few years ago. He was well respected. He's one of our great ones who has gone beyond. So we hope. And the mayor of Ghana, one year we gave him these. That was way back, maybe 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah, he came through as well. Yeah, so we hope you'll honor us and put them somewhere.
Thank you very much.